Let me set some things up and we'll get going with this live connection. It's always the question, how is the audio and how is the video? We'll find out in a second. Huh, that's interesting. I would not have thought I would have done that. All right, everybody, welcome. First of all, before we start, it's always the big question. Is the audio decent? Actually, it should be pretty good. And the video, let me know how that is, if it's very blocky or sketchy or whatnot, because I want to make sure that we have something that's viable. So we'll go from there. We'll see in 1 second. I need that. All right. Yes. Hello. 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 Oh, guess it did work. Look at that. All right. Green screener. Good morning from Greece. Like a Tao. Homie Zero. Wise. Robert Price. Sure. Why not? So again, I don't want to. I was watching one of Charles Hoskinson's live streams one time, and he just went off on this tangent for like 30 minutes, and the audio was off. So I want to make sure. I don't do that. So let's make sure that the audio is good and the video is good. So just put that in the chat box so I can so we can get going, and I can tell you my top 5 cryptos that I would try to hold on to for as long as I possibly could, and we'll go from there. Don't need that. Need that. Both pretty good. Yeah, the video's a little messed up. I think that's an issue with the settings. I gotta figure that out. Joshua. This better work. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, that's my fault. Audio, video good. Audio, video good. Could be better. Yeah, it's always could be better. The sound, though. The sound, that's the most important thing, right? Nice shirt. Yeah, thanks. You know what's great about this shirt? If you're on a Zoom meeting, this will double as your green screen background. Pretty awesome. And yeah. Thanks, everybody. Arizona. Wow, it's hotter than where I'm at right now. Florida, same thing. Morning from Greece. Great. Miami Crypto. Hello, hello. Ocean X works in the same office as VeChain. I got to figure that out. You know what I need? Before we start, if anybody's really like a super pro with like OBS or just audio visual, mostly right now, the audio we pretty much nailed. Now we need some help in the visual departments, the video itself, as far as settings. So if you're really good with that, hit me up over there at Dan Teaches Crypto, and we will go from there. Winnipeg, nice. All right. So how about this? How about if we stop beating around the bush and, you know, start talking about what we came here for, which was the top 5 coins that I would hold on to for 10 to 15 years. And this really was, let me back up here. Let me hide this for a second. Hello, everybody. Hello. I have no idea. I don't know about that one. This was a question. It was a great question. It came to us from Jordan. Let me blow this up so you can actually see what I'm talking about. This is from Jordan S. And he's a subscriber to Digital Asset News. And he had a pretty simple question. And it was, when it opens up, I'll tell you exactly what it is. He says, hey, always appreciate your perspective on the market. If you were building a portfolio to hodl for your children when they get older, what would be your top 5 to 10 tokens to DCA over the next 15 years? And they'll make a great video. And I said, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. And the thing came to me and I was like, you know what? Well, first of all, I got grandkids. So, I mean, the kids are all gone. And it really comes down to generational wealth, really, if you're thinking about it. And it doesn't matter if you got kids, grandkids, or great-grandkids. Look, statistically on my channel, the average age, which is pretty weird, it goes from 25 to 65. And that's like the main thing. So, like, when we talk about like your demographic, what's my demographic? Just about everybody. Just about everybody. I think I'm more skewed towards the older generation, but it is what it is. And then, of course, it's like 91% males and 9% females. Not shocking there. So it doesn't matter. This was a really good question. And I thought to myself, it's a very slippery slope and it's very tricky to answer because what we got to do is really take a look at this. And this right here, you have to ask yourself, first of all, you got to ask yourself, do you really want to give your kids everything? Do you want to enjoy some things for yourself? Or do you want to give them a part of what you've worked your tail end off for? Or do you want to do some kind of combination for that and then give them advice as far as financials and what to do and how to be successful in life, how to be a good person, all that stuff? I mean, I think everybody wants to do those things, right? I try my best. And here we are. And to me personally, like, have you ever met somebody who just grew up rich, who just grew up like super rich? and like, when you meet them and you talk about work ethic and whatever else, it's just kind of like goes over their head. And I'm not saying like everybody is like that who grew up rich, but I grew up pretty poor, really poor. Like food stamps and little bouts of homelessness and things like that with my mom. It just was one of those things. And anything can be a driving factor. So really what you want to think to yourself is, well, do I really want to do that for my kids? I mean, look at some of these brats out there that are just like, do I really want to, give everything to them or do I really want them to work for it? So to me personally, I want to give them a little bit so they can actually make their way in the world, which kind of works out. We help them. We don't give them everything because God help us, that'd be awful, I think. But then you want to give them a backup. And I think cryptocurrency and digital asset could be a great backup or for generational wealth if you want to go down that route. So this really all stems from that. And I tried to bridge it on exactly what I would do because a lot of people in this space, if you ask them a cryptocurrency question, they will give you a crypto answer. And that's it. And then for me, I got to remember, I'm like, hold on, I'm not just going to do everything in digital assets and cryptocurrency. It doesn't work like that. So for this one, you got to remember, I see everything in 4-year cycles. I just do. And I think it's going to work out pretty well. And we're right now in a bull run. I definitely don't think we're in the end of a bull run. I heard that 2-3 weeks ago. I thought it was dumb. Whatever you want to call it. But I think in all honesty, I think we're just about to see the big fireworks. I think we're on the precipice. And that's exactly what I think it could be. So for me, I have an exit plan. And the exit plan, and some people say, why do you want to exit into fiat? Because fiat is going to zero. Well, here's the thing. It will go to zero. Because and just like the video I talked about today, every single fiat, every type of paper money that has ever been brought into existence has gone to zero. There's a guy, Mahoney, his name, but he always he's a big gold bug, always sold a big Bitcoin bug, and did a great docu-series on fiat. And he just talks about, hey, we took a look, we did research, and every single fiat, every single paper money has gone to zero. And that's why he was so big into gold and silver and now big into crypto and Bitcoin in particular. So when people say, well, why are you going to go into cash? Well, it's because it really comes down to what it can do for you, what it can buy for you. I have no interest. I really have no interest in keeping I almost said it, keeping a boatload of cash everywhere. I just don't understand why I'm not going to do that. My cash out strategy really is to cash out, but then just keep 10% into money, because Wells Fargo and JP Morgan and all the different places I have debt, they don't take Bitcoin yet. So cash is going to be 25% is going to go into stable coins because, you know, I can get a great yield on that depending on which one I go to. 15% is going to go into land, 20% is going to go into more properties, 10% goes to my Amazon business, 15% goes into certain cryptos that I can stake, and 5% will go into my IRA because, and it might be actually, it's going to be less than that because I can only put in so much. And that's what it is. And I'm actually going to get out of altcoins about 80%, and Bitcoin I'm going to get out 50% because guess what? Altcoins, I definitely see a bear market coming. I'm not saying it's coming tomorrow. I'm not saying it's coming in December 2021 or March 2022. I just know it's coming, and I just have my price points, and this is where I'm going to go. And Bitcoin, I mean, we saw a dip, big dips, and you know, once I hit these certain price points, I sell, and then I use the money for these other assets, and then I buy back in. So it's just like a, you know, roundabout roller coaster, right? So that's what it is. So to get into it, first you have to say, okay, well, what do you want to leave your kids? You know, what do you want to, I mean, for as far as like generational wealth. And if you'll notice, everything that's on this list, they're all assets. They're all assets. I have no interest of leaving my kids a bunch of cash. Because I mean, they don't really, I mean, what can you do with cash? First of all, what can kids and grandkids do with cash? They can just waste it, essentially. Properties and land, it's not as liquid, and I got to deal with that. So, probably not everything, obviously, but a little bit here and there I think is a pretty good idea. So that's what we're going to do, properties and land, me and my wife. And then for next part here, the businesses. And then, you know, for me, I don't know if, in all honesty, I don't think the kids are going to want to do anything with like Amazon or the education websites or the sports facility. Yeah, maybe the sports facility. I mean, but they don't even live here. So maybe the I don't know. So like businesses, in all honesty, probably just either, you know, sell them outright and then go from there. Because even if you have businesses and you want to give them to your kids, and this is a big deal for like, I mean, I'm sure like some of you have the same issue. You built a business from the ground up, blood, sweat, and tears. You try to get your kids into it, and they're like, no, I want to, you know, I want to own a Jamba Juice or something stupid. You're like, well, okay, that's not going to work out. So like, you know, these are one of the things that, you know, you want to give them assets, but if they're just going to run into the ground, what's the point, right? So that's that. That's always a bummer. But if you're looking at for like appreciating things, properties and land. Okay, so that takes care of that part, right? Let's talk about the things we all really want to know about, which is what are the 5 cryptocurrencies that you want to give them? And the first one is, of course, Bitcoin. No shocker there. I know some people are screaming at their computers right now, going, "Why the heck? Why would you give them Bitcoin? Because that's going to go to zero." Yeah, sure. Can Bitcoin go to zero? Sure, why not? I don't think it's going to, right? But you have to understand something about Bitcoin. And I'm not a big maximalist, like, you know, Bitcoin's the end all be all and that's all it's gonna happen. Everything's going to zero. That's ridiculous. But I don't even care about that it's been around for a long time. I really don't. What I do care about is that it innovates. And when I talk about innovation, because in the beginning, Bitcoin was used really for a cryptocurrency. It was used as a currency. And now people right now, they're saying, well, second layer solutions are coming and they're right around the corner. Sure, I've been hearing that for a long time. But I mean, if it works out, it works out. I'm skeptical a little bit. And I think most of the people are not really going to want to use their Bitcoin as a currency. They're going to want to use it as it evolved into, which is a store of value. And even if Bitcoin doesn't maintain its high #1 position, I think that over time, even if it drops out of #1 and it goes to, I don't know, 20 or something like that, with what is about to happen for crypto and digital assets and the market in general, I think that even if it's like number 20 and we have a market cap of like, I mean, right now we're at 2 trillion. I mean, what's to stop us from going to 10 trillion, 20 trillion? I mean, look at all the assets that are out there. Just look at land and real estate globally. That's a $283 trillion market. Look at derivatives. That's a $500 billion. Some people say a quadrillion, which I don't even know what that number was. I had to look it up. It's like quadrillion. Is that a made-up number? That's a made-up number. No. So, I mean, the sky is the limit, I think. And then even if Bitcoin falls to like and 50. It's going to be worth a lot more money than a lot of the things that are out there as far as like assets go. And that's just how I see it. So before I get to the other ones, when I talk about innovation, I want to show you something. And before I move on, let me bring up something real quick. What about graphic designer? Look, this is a good point. Nando Perez. He says, what about a graphic designer? Look, anything that you can do as far as being a creative person was going to go very far. I was listening to Mr. Wonderful, Dennis O'Leary, and he was talking about that when he would go and talk to different universities, and he'd say, look, I don't know what you guys are into or what you're graduating from, but really what you should be looking at is three jobs. And that is engineering, and engineering. That was it. That's what he said. But he said, you know what? After the pandemic, he said, I was totally wrong. He goes, I have paid so much money in graphic designers, developers, people who have really good design abilities and marketing for our online stores and businesses. He goes, that's where it really is at. And that's one of those things that you really can't, replace as easily. So if you're a creative person, then yes, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. Good morning from Bali, probably from outside. Yes, I'm wearing an NFT. If you want to buy it, it will cost you 2 Bitcoin. And let's see. Do you think Marshall can? Oh, this is an old one, I think. Let me pull something up. Safe moon. Jeez, no. All right. Maryland, Australia says hi. Hello. Harmony 1, hello from Massachusetts, Australia. Good day. Sound just like you guys. Good day. Just kidding. I'm sure if you guys did an American accent, it sounds pretty ridiculous too. Theta and Digibyte. All right. Yeah, it could be. Let me scroll around here. My guesses are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Voyager, and Binance. No. Theta's a wild card. Boulder, Colorado. Hello. All right. So this is what I wanted to show you, everybody. Let me jump back. So the thing is, it's about innovation. Because let's be honest, nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what's going to happen in the next 6 months, let alone 10 to 15 years. So this is a really tough egg to crack, in all honesty, to really look at and see what you could hodl for 5, 10, 15 years. This is an investment opinion. Thanks, Digital Dave. I'll be using that until the end of time, not investment advice. And really, if you take a look at it, it's the different cryptos that will innovate. Those are the ones that will make it. And it's just true throughout time. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So when we took a look here, this is I've shown this many a time on the channel, and it's the top websites from 1996, 2019. And if you notice something, there is this website that's going to pop up pretty soon, if this thing plays. And it's, Jesus, Netscape Navigator. That's awful. And you see Amazon up there? This is in 1998, mind you. This is when Amazon only did books. And that was their big thing. Jeff Bezos was like, I want to be the biggest book reseller in the world. And that was his goal, and he made it. But if you notice, as time goes on, there's this thing called eBay popping up. And eBay, if you remember what it was a bidding website. And then all of a sudden, Amazon fell off, and eBay started to kick the tar out of them. And then AOL was beating everybody, if you remember that. And then Amazon just kind of, slips down, up and around, and tries to make it, but really never really could for a while. This is 2001, mind you. And now it was neck and neck. And then you see eBay start to slide off. And Amazon just kind of stay there. Walmart, I don't know if you know that. It's a pretty good one. And before you know it, let me just fast forward, because this isn't making any... You'll see it just go away. Then all of a sudden, Amazon will take over. And the reason why is because it was able to innovate. And I had to take those steps back. And the reason because they wanted to do different things. It wasn't just books. It was, well, now maybe we'll sell clothes, and then maybe we'll sell shoes, and they bought Zappos, and then you know what? Maybe we'll get into other things. Maybe we'll get into technology, and they made deals with different tech groups and started bringing things in. And before you know it, they had big growing pains, and then they had to innovate, and they had to open up warehouses throughout the whole entire world, and it was a really big problem. But guess what? Worked out okay, and now here they are. So that's on one side of the extreme. They actually innovated. They made something great. They didn't just stay as a bookstore. They said, we're going to move into this, and it worked out. People that don't innovate are the ones that fail, and you'll see things like that in social media, like a MySpace. MySpace was huge. I don't know if you remember that, but all of a sudden, what the heck happened to MySpace? Well, it's because they didn't innovate. Facebook should be gone already with all the different hacks that they had. But Facebook did something smart, is they bought up WhatsApp, they bought up Instagram, they bought up whatever else they bought up. They buy everything. And that's what makes them relevant and makes them fresh and keeps them in the public as far as like revenue. And then the biggest example, of course, is Blockbuster. They had a chance to innovate and buy out Netflix. They didn't do it, and now there's no more Blockbuster. So again, it all comes down to innovation. But take a look at this. I want to show you this real quick. Let me show you. This right here is the cryptocurrency market cap. And there's this website. It's called Wayback Time Machine. And you can find it at web.archive.org. And what it does is it archives all the different websites, and all of them. And throughout, as long as they've been around for existence. So I took a look back at CoinMarketCap. This was in May 9th, 2013. And one thing I want you to notice, Bitcoin's number one at a whopping $111.87. And there was the total supply. And there's the market cap. Is that 1 billion? Wow, 1 billion. Watch out. And then you had Litecoin. And then pretty much everything after that, I have no idea what the heck these are. PP Coin, PP Coin, TerraCoin, Barbecue Coin. That sounds delicious. Mincoin, BitBear, LX Coin, and some other stuff. No idea, right? And then let's move forward. So now we're in 2014. Look at this. There's a thing called Yacoin, which I don't know how this is even possible. This must have been a glitch, because you can see the market cap went up, and this must have been this might have been the first pump and dump. I'm not sure. But Yacoin, and then Bitcoin, then Litecoin, and then a bunch of stuff I don't know. NXT, Darkcoin, Purecoin, Ripple. When it was called Ripple, now it's called, well, now it is XRP. Look at that, 0.003 cents. Dogecoin, Blackcoin, Mastercoin, Counterparty, XC, Vertcoin, Quark, Monero. I mean, that's still around. But all this stuff, does anybody know Nas? Not the rapper, but like the crypto. Gridcoin, Fluttercoin, no one knows what this stuff is. This is all gone because, yeah, you know what? Didn't innovate. Didn't make themselves relevant. Now let's fast forward to 2015. Bitcoin's number one. Litecoin's 2. XRP's 3. And look at Ethereum in 2015. Look at this. 89 cents. Oof. Nice. And then as you get out of here, like, again, the same thing. Blackcoin, Embercoin, Get Gems, Mastercoin, D-Notes, Super Prime Coin. This stuff doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it does. Clams. That sounds, I'm going to invest $1,000 into that. Verycoin. This stuff is just gone. Or it's like so far buried that no one ever uses it. And then let's fast forward to 2017. Now we can kind of see some things that we are more familiar. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, XRP, Litecoin. Augur, Golem, MadeSafe Coin, Zcash. And I've heard of these things. Factom, Steam, Lisk, so on and so forth. But look at this. First Blood, no idea. Sia Coin, I used to own that actually. But once we get past 50, I'm like, I don't know any of this stuff. Guppy, BitBay, Wings, Podcoin, yeah. IO Coin, Edgeless, Expanse, all this stuff. This was just in the bull run of 2017. Well, more to this point, May 2nd, 2017. So this is what I'm talking about. For us to say what's going to be here in 5 years is almost ridiculously impossible to do. Let's just be honest. But if we take a look at where things are going and the teams behind it, and the different types of traction that they have and what they've learned from the past to bring the best product today, maybe we can see what's going on. Because you got to remember, in 2017. It was vaporware. There was nothing really built into it. It was just hopes and dreams and white papers. I mean, now we actually have working products, but we're still super early, especially if you watch that video that we took a look at today with, what's his name? HBO Mayer, whatever, Jim Mayer, Pete Mayer, the comedian who bashed crypto all day long. But that was just one of those things. So let's take a look over here. So if we know, let me bring this up. So Bitcoin, I'm going to say I'm going to hold on to it, because even if it falls, like I said, I think people still want to have a store of value. It's just, to me, I think it's the same thing as gold. I mean, gold can fluctuate, not that much, but people still hold on to it because either there's a lot of great values to gold. It's been around since, well, the beginning. So you could really say, yes, I'm going to hold gold. And I hold gold. I hold silver. And it's a great store. It's not a great store of value. It's a good store of value. And that's why Bitcoin beats it as far as the store of value. So I'll hold on to that. Now, the next four, I'm going to show you exactly what they are. I'm going to tell you why I picked them all. And again, financial opinion, not financial advice. Before I do that, let me ask you, who's got the best guess for what you think it's going to be? Hold on, what do we got? That's okay. No, my brain is not amazing. I'll tell you that right now. I sold Binance Coin at $8. It's okay. I mean, look, you weren't that pizza guy. Look, my son came home to me and said that he had 500 Bitcoin in a hard drive that some kid was selling him. I was like, "That's Alan. That's goofy. That doesn't make any sense. What is it?" He tried to tell me. I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Look, and I could have had 500 Bitcoin for $500. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Been hodling since 2017. Bitcoin, Ethereum, VeChain, Solana, Polkadot, maybe. Link, what's the top 5? If you've gotten here so far, I haven't even revealed my top 5. I'm really dragging this out, I'll be honest with you. What are your thoughts on BitTorrent? It's great. My friend George and Mike the Investor got me into that one. Old man yells at cloud. Old man yells, get off my grass. That's me. All right. So let's reveal it. I'm going to tell you exactly why. And it's not surprising. I'm pretty conservative. So sure. So here they are. And I'm going to tell you why. So the question was, what would I hold for the next 5 to 10 years? In the next 5 years, just like we saw in 2017, we saw in those top 20, there was a lot of different ones that were in there. And of course, Ethereum was there, but a lot of things dropped off. I think Bitcoin, I already talked about that to death. Ethereum, if they can solve some issues, they'll be big, and they've got the network effect and Metcalfe's law and all that stuff, right? Great, good for them. But they gotta solve a lot of issues, and that's what I'm hoping for with Ethereum 2.0. Will it make it? I don't know, but this is the one that I will hold on to for a bit. Cardano, I think that, and I've talked about this a number of times, and some people love it, some people absolutely despise it because they say, who's building on it, and doesn't even have smart contracts, and doesn't even have any partnerships. You're full of it. Well, you're half right. I will tell you this, as far as partnerships go, they're building a lot of great things. They're building. They don't have smart contracts yet. That's true. But when I take a look at businesses, and I take a look at the teams that they surround themselves with, and the things that are going on, I say, yeah, I would probably actually want to work there, because it seems like they're trying to really expand rapidly. And they just had the African special. They just talked about, hey, we're going to put forth a digital ID. Hey, we're going to help people with education as far as verification, also for financial and also for healthcare in the countries in Africa, the continent of Africa, and then go from there. And of course, when I was talking about it, just watch the video. So that's pretty much why. Theta, I think, is going to be bigger than what it is right now, because what are you doing right now? You're watching me. And guess what? As time goes on, we're going to need a lot more streaming services because we are woefully inadequate, and we see that every day, especially if we want to stream 4K, HD, all that good stuff, and especially with people working from home. So if Theta, since they have that great partnership with Google, and they've got a lot of enterprise nodes, so they're working with pretty big companies, not to fight with them, but to actually bring them in. I can say Theta could be pretty big. And the last one is Polkadot, and the reason was Dr. Gavin Wood. He's already done it with Ethereum. He was part of that whole crew, and it's all about interoperability. So, and of course, I don't know which one's going to be good or great, Ethereum, Cardano, or Polkadot, but I'll own them all, and I'll hold them for 5 years. So when I talk about that 80% reduction, yeah, I'm still going to reduce my altcoins, but these are the ones that I'll probably be buying first as soon as the market drops. But there's another reason. And I think this is a bigger reason than anything else, because the question was, what would you give to your kids for generational wealth if you had to choose something? If you had to choose 5 to 10 cryptos. And Bitcoin is on its own level, right? Again, if it falls into 20 or 50, it's still going to be worth a lot of money, especially with the market cap, I think, which we're going to grow to. But the bigger answer is this. It's because I can stake them. So not stake them, but I can stake them. So like with Ethereum, Cardano, Theta, and Polkadot, let's just say, for example, they all fall. They all fall again pretty low. And Ethereum just bombs out, just sucks. And everybody's like, this isn't even working. Well, guess what? It'll probably still stay in the top 100, maybe 200, I don't know. Cardano, let's say it just, and which everybody says, oh, it's just awful and it never gets any traction, which I think would be crazy. And it just falls off, right? You will still have Charles Hoskinson. He's always said, I'm going to work on this for as long as I'm around. So you can still stake that and you can still get rewards. Theta, same thing. Polkadot, the same thing. So here's the thing. If I have to, let me remove this. If I have to give my kids an opportunity to make it in the world, the first thing I'm going to do is try to give them the best advice I possibly can, and then grandkids, right? Try to do, my part. The second thing is, if I want to make them financially independent, then I'll just give them everything. But I don't want to give them everything because I don't think that's a great idea. But I want to give them a leg up and a little financial stability, which is something I never had growing up. So I think with these types of cryptos and digital assets, if they can stake them, even if they fall down, even if they're not in the top 30 or 50 in 5 years, right? You can still stake them. Stake them, it sounds funny. You can still get a little bit of money. And let me ask you this. If you are in your 20s, or remember back to your 20s, remember when you were just starting out, or maybe you started out when you're like 16, like me, and you just needed a place or you needed something to do and you needed some money, wouldn't it be great if you could just take a little bit of what was, let's take Cardano, for example. Let's say Cardano went all the way up to, $5 per token or $10 per token, and then it fell all the way down to 80 cents in the next 10, 15, 10 years. Wouldn't it be great if you could still stake that? Your grandfather or great-grandfather, whatever else, gave this to you, and you could just keep getting the rewards as time went on. And then you could do the same thing with Ethereum, with Theta, with Polkadot at their varying levels. If I want to give kids and grandkids a level up as far as generational wealth, at least, I can't pick the right one, but at the very minimum, I can give them a little bit of financial stability. And then who knows, maybe out of those 5, one of them just takes off like a rocket ship, and you've got, I don't know, one Theta that's worth, $10,000, something like that. And you give them all like 10,000 or 5,000, whatever else. And it could very well go like that. So that is that part, but there's still something else. There's still something else I need to tell you about, and this will make a lot more sense in a bit. But before we do that, let me bring this up. Bill. Where are we at here? That's not bad. Mr. Cruz says, bought my first crypto in 2021. Would you eat the short-term gains, tax at a 50% to go to stable coins at the end of the market, or wait to the bull market? That's a great question. So for me, I'll show you. You know what? This is going to lead into my next answer. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. All right. High net worth individual. Sea Rocket. Yeah, I heard Bill Mayer. Yeah, that's it. Bill Mayer. That guy. Theta. I think XCC, no idea. XRP, Theta, XLM, dot. Thing. Everybody's got to like, this is what it's going to be. All right. So there's one more piece of the puzzle. One more piece. And that is that it's something that no one really thinks about, and which makes sense, especially in this day and age, especially if you're young. And that is, how are you going to get it to your kids and grandkids? I know that's a very morbid question, but it is something you should really think about. Because here's the thing, different countries have different taxes for the estate, for what you're doing, for what you're giving over to your kids and grandkids. And imagine this, imagine you worked your tail off your entire life and you saved and you scrimped and you had all these great cryptos and digital assets and you had those diamond hands and you're like, you know what? I did the right thing. I did the right thing. And now look at it. The market cap of all cryptos is $30 trillion. I held on to my tomato coin or whatever you got, and it went up, 1,000x or something. And you're rolling in it, right? And then you die for whatever happens, right? Walk across the street, hit by a bus. What do you do? Well, in different countries, it's going to be different taxes. Some there's none. Some in America, you're paying a lot. Your family's going to pay a lot just to get that. And that's the bigger thing. So for me, the first thing I want to do is I want to make a crypto IRA, because if you don't know this, and I did a video, I explain exactly what this I Trust Crypto IRA, I talk about all the time. I'll link at the very end. Just look for Digital Asset News Crypto IRA, and this will pop up. And I talk about, with this, the money that you put in and the cryptos that you buy, they are tax-free. So, all this talk about Joe Biden, pumping up, what is it, from 20% to 39.6% for capital gains? That's a bummer. Well, in a crypto IRA, you don't pay taxes. There's certain requirements and certain ages and everything else. But the one thing that isn't a requirement is if you did a crypto IRA and you pass away, something happens to you, did you know that your family, your kids and your grandkids, they don't have to wait till a certain age? They can collect all that crypto that is in that crypto IRA and pay zero in taxes. Zero in taxes. Pretty crazy, right? That's crazy. But that is what it is. And that is what it is right now. And that's why I've been using iTrust for a couple of years now. And I actually rolled over a 401k into it because I thought it was the best option. So just let that sink in, instead of paying like the generational wealth tax or death tax, what they call it now, I don't know. I don't even know how much it is. You just pay zero and give your kids all the crypto. Also on top of that, did you know that the crypto that you put into this IRA, like a Polkadot, like an Ethereum, like a Cardano, you can stake it, hopefully in Q3. It looks like Q3 is going to be the one. All the rewards that you get, you don't pay taxes on those either. So not only do you pay the no capital gains tax on the growth of the crypto, but also on the rewards you get. Not too shabby. So to finish this up, here's iTrust, schedule a call with them. And here's the different cryptos that they offer that you can put into your crypto IRA. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Litecoin, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, EOS, Compound, and Uniswap. And you can also buy gold and silver, which I did myself. And also, there's a code in the description. You can use that. You get 1 month free from me. And if you have your crypto somewhere else, you can roll it over, and there's no fees for 6 months. I didn't explain that well, but it's in-kind IRA transfers. So if you have like a crypto IRA somewhere else and you transfer it over, as far as like transfers, there's no fees for transfers, and then I think the trading for 6 months. 24/7 fever. Hold on. Oh yeah. In almost all cases, our clients do not have to liquidate their cryptocurrency to transfer over. The process is known as an in-kind transfer. And that's the big thing. So, and then lastly, I want to make mention of one last thing. And this was just brought to my attention on Twitter. I think it might be something. I didn't, again, this is not advice whatsoever, but I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So it's called Sarcophagus, sarcophagus.io. It's an autonomous, incentivized application built on Ethereum and Arweave. And this is how it works. So you can do will and trust, past recoveries. How does it work? Here it is. How it works. I thought this was interesting. So like the embalm, this gets kind of weird, but the embalmer is the person that actually creates the account, right? And then the recipient, the person that is going to receive the Ethereum address. I guess you can only do Ethereum. And then you're going to get a third party and you're going to set everything up as like, this is what I want you to do. This is how you do it. And along the way, because it has a smart contract, everything that they do, they get rewarded for it. If they screw up in any way, shape, or form, then they get heavily penalized or they lose everything. So it's in their best interest to do it. I just saw it as a snippet. I thought it was a pretty good idea. It was like the very first, ground floor, but probably need a lot of work. And I honestly think that that is actually a pretty good business moving forward as far as like crypto and digital assets. So if you don't want to do a crypto IRA, I mean, how many people, just don't make it and they want to get their crypto and digital assets to their family and their family's like, you leave them instructions and then all of a sudden instructions get lost or something just gets misplaced, something like that. I mean, that would be the awful thing. So I think it'd be great to have a third party, just not only like, because everybody's different. Like you may be great, but maybe your husband's a moron and he doesn't know how to get into a ledger and he's just not very tech savvy or vice versa, whatever else. So you have to take a look at that and go, well, it'd be nice to have a third party to help him out with that. And that's the big thing. So let me pull this up real quick. Burp. ETH, Voyager, Theta, Bitcoin. Pretty close. Except for Voyager. Voyager, I'm not going to hold on to for 15 years. I like Voyager, I like the company, but they got a lot of competition coming at them. I mean, first of all, the CEO, Steve Ehrlich, he was the CEO of E-Trade. I don't know how many people use E-Trade now. I mean, maybe it's a lot, but they got serious competition with like a Robinhood and other different, Webull and stuff like that. So as time moves on, I think Voyager's going to do great. But to say that I'm going to hold their token for 15 years, I can't say that because, you can still stake and everything else. But just the actual competition right there. And especially with the decentralized exchanges coming about. I think that'll be the next big wave. And all right. So look, everybody. Some questions, because this is always fun times, and go from there. But that was essentially, just as a recap, I'm not giving my kids everything, because I think if you give your kids everything, and this is just me, not you, you can do whatever you want, but they just become spoiled brats. What helped me with the drive in life was growing up poor and having those times when, homelessness and food stamps and all that junk lifestyle, it puts something in you to make yourself want to do better. On the flip side, have you ever heard of Gary Vee? Gary Vee does a bunch of YouTube videos. His parents were pretty super wealthy, I think. And he is like one of the hardest working people I've seen. So it just depends. But I don't want to give my kids everything. So, I like assets. I like lands. I like property. Business is kind of tricky because then you got to make sure that they want to do it and they don't want to do it. Then you got to sell them and all that stuff. But as far as like crypto, Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin falls all the way down, I think it'll still be a great store of value, just like a Picasso or a Jackson Pollock painting or something like that, or a gold or a silver, whatever. And then the other four, I like them because of the staking. Ethereum, I don't know if it's going to make it in 10 years. There's no way I could predict that. But if you just say, well, maybe a little bit of staking would help out my kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids as time goes on. Or you know what? Maybe in the future, we're not using cash like we always talk about. Maybe fiat just totally goes away, and they're using small parts of Ethereum to pay for ice cream or their hoverboards or whatever. I don't know. And then Cardano, same thing. I can stake it. Theta, I really like it because of the way that they're developing and moving into it. And then also, if you stake it, you get T-Fuel. And you can get Theta. And also, I think in the future, we're going to use a heck of a lot of streaming services, especially for the creative types and the people that work from home and are going to be remotely working, things like that. And then the last one was Polkadot, interoperability. And Dr. Gavin Wood's already done it with Ethereum. And I think they're making great strides. And again, you can stake all those. So that's the big thing. Okay, so I apologize. Let me bring this up. Tax this, tax that, need an uprising against the government. Yeah. And then last thing I talked about was remember to go from you to your kids. I don't know. You have to pay heavy taxes as far as like the death tax or whatever you call it in your country. So that's why I use a crypto IRA, and because if you pass away, they can take out everything and they don't have to pay those taxes, and they don't have to even wait until they're 59 and a half years old. That's pretty cool. And the link to iTrust is below. Big O says, what's your top 5? It's Tomato Coin, Tomato Coin, Tomato Coin, Vert Coin, and Digibyte. I'm just kidding. Digibyte's going to be probably do well. No, so it was, well, let me show you. It was this. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Theta, Polkadot. That's it. And then there's a lot of great, there's a lot of great entrants for like DeFi, but I think we're so early for DeFi. I have no idea which one it could potentially be. It could be pretty awesome. All right. I'm feeling safer holding my Theta long term more so than Bitcoin. But remember, don't get married to anything. It's all about what you want to do with that money. Money's great, crypto's great, but it's supposed to serve a better purpose, not to make you happy, but to give you the freedom to do the things you want to do. If you're sick of your job, you're sick of going and getting, and you're in that soul-crushing commute to go to your crappy desk job, or breaking your back working construction, or doing something else where you just hate, that's what assets and money is supposed to do for you. It's like freedom units. So remember that. It's not just about how long you can hold on to it. It's about what you do with it to make your life better. And that's it. Or your kids and your grandkids better. What's Dustin talking about? Dustin Diamond? I don't know. I trust his crap. Well, that hurts. Brett likes to drink. Drank. Get liquid. It's safe moon time. No, I don't think that's true. And so on and so forth. Let me go over here real quick. Sorry about the glitchiness for the video. I think I know what the issue is. Again, if you're really great with OBS, audio is pretty much good. We're fixed. We're good there. Everything else is awesome. But the video settings, I think I could use a little touch up, a little help, a little pick me up, I guess. This was a good question. Mike Maloney, thank you, Mike Maloney. I said Mahoney from Police Academy. Mahoney, yeah, Mike Maloney, good guy, really smart. Let's see. Hi, Rob. How do you store your private keys safely after death? That's the thing. So first of all, there's two things with the iTrust, with the crypto IRA. They do the custody services for you. They use the same custodial services called Curve, which was just bought out by PayPal. PayPal looked at all the different custodial services, and what they found was that Curve was the best, and that's the one that iTrust uses. So when you want to get your, you pass it on to your kids and say, or your wife, your husband, you go, look, you just put in the will, you put it in a document, say, look, here's iTrust, here's the number, go there, and they'll get everything. And when I talk to iTrust, it sounds like, you have to, prove some things, not like anybody can just go out there. Of course, they do their background checks, and then they release their cryptocurrency, and they help set it up. So there's that part. As far as like, the private keys and everything else, again, I think you can teach your family. I mean, it's not super hard. Let's just be honest. Some families like, yeah, whatever, we're not going to do it. That's why I think, honestly, there's a great opportunity for a business to help families pass on their cryptocurrency after a passing. So yeah, but me personally, what do I do with my private keys? I put them in a stone book. Links in the description. I am the king of the shills, right? Stone book, link in the description. It's It's waterproof. It's not fireproof, but it's scratch resistant and doesn't rip that easily. And I got two. One is in a safety deposit box, and one is here at my house. And I have all my private keys for all my for my ledger, for my different wallets, and everything else. And I have like a document that where my wife knows where it is, and it's a piece of paper, and it says exactly how to do things. Like, here's where you get it, here's what you do, and here's how you get your money, and that's it. I mean, I'll tell it to her after death. Sure. Freedom units. That's right. Make sure you like the S. That's going to happen later. That's a good one. The Jason Carter. Have you ever heard of permission token? ASK. Thoughts? I have not. Someone will have to enlighten me on it. Is ETH better than Bitcoin? Hard to say. Mike Baloney is deep into EOS. Oh, I got to look at that. If you've been on my channel, you know that I've talked trash nonstop about EOS because I bought it back in 2017 and never let it go. And I'm just like, what the heck happened to this? Now here we are. Wish this thing would go down. Why do people hate XRP? People just hate things that are like pre-mined, and there's a crazy narrative about that. Some are just haters. Some people do have a legitimate thing, and they hate, as they call the dumping. But and some people just hate the XRP army. I'll be honest with you. I did this video where I talked about how I sold all my XRP, and then I bought it right back. It was for tax purposes. There's this thing called wash trading in stocks. Apparently super illegal, but in crypto, we just called it a Tuesday. No, seriously, you can buy it, you can sell everything and buy it right back, take the tax losses, and that's it. And because cryptocurrency is property in the eyes of the government, no big deal. And I got a lot of hate from the XRP army, mostly because they just looked at the thumbnail and didn't watch the video. But hey, that's it. I will say this about them. They're very passionate, and always look, if you look at, like CJ says over there, Mark Rebellion, if you look at different projects that are supposed to go away, or that would really take a big, deep cut because of different problems, and they still stick around and thrive, you really should put your money on those, because those will be around for a long time. And if we all know about the SEC lawsuit, I think that that could be a big one. All right. And tribalism, sure. Okay. I have $14 to invest. How do I make 1 million fast? I'll tell you exactly what it is, Chris. You go to Dan Teaches Crypto, sign up for my staking pool, and I'm going to do a tomato coin airdrop. One tomato coin could be worth $1 million worth of marinara sauce, as the governance token is being bought out by Olive Garden. That's how I would do it. That's about it. XRP is run by thieves. I don't think they're thieves. I think the real thieves are in the banking sector. All right, everybody. Well, it's taco night, so I got to get out of here. Andrew, and everybody for the super chats. Thanks, everybody, for contributing. I appreciate it. Andrew Dicker, thank you. I appreciate it. Safe Moon is a scam? Potentially, yes. And thanks for answering. You're welcome. Dan Larimer left B1 to come work directly with the community. People are sleeping. Yeah, I'm sleeping on EOS. Sleeping on big fat losses. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. And remember, this whole video, just big guesses. Just opinions. All right, everybody. Take the night off. Enjoy it. It's supposed to be a nice night, and that's it. So look, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you found a little bit of value, a little bit of entertainment, consider subscribing. And I'll see you tomorrow. I think I'm going to have Alex Fazl from Swissborg on, because he's got some big announcement. That's all I know. And I'll let you know what's going on then. And that's it. So thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. And I will see you.